and welcome back to Bible Study by the Pond. Today, Genesis chapter 6. When men began to increase in number on the earth, and daughters were born to them, the sons of God saw that the daughters of men were beautiful, and they married any of them they chose. Then the Lord said, My spirit will not contend with man forever, for he is mortal. His days will be 120 years. Again, God is reaffirming the fact that man is not immortal. He has no immortal spirit to carry on. Man is mortal. When he dies, he dies. That's it. That should encourage us to look forward to Jesus Christ, not just in a belief, not just to learn the theology, because none of that will help you. None of that will give you eternal life. We must put into practice the theology of God. We must learn how to live the righteous, holy, and perfect life. The Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of God went to the daughters of men and had children by them. They were the heroes of old, men of renown. The problem was, there was no longer a division between the righteous and the wicked. The righteous were now accepting the ways of the wicked, little by little creeping in. The Lord saw how great man's wickedness on the earth had become, and that every inclination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil all the time. We find that when there are not enough righteous people to stem the tide of wickedness, God has to step in. Back then, there was a plan and a method for stepping in, cleansing the world of wickedness and starting over with righteous. But today, there is nothing left. The world is completely filled up. The world is completely wicked. There is nothing, there is no one left to stem the tide. There are not enough righteous to hold back the tide of wickedness. Why? Because the churches have become so filled with earthliness and worldliness that they are no longer capable of holding back the wickedness, since they have become wicked themselves. That's why we must withdraw from them and come close to Jesus and get ready for the end of time. The Lord was grieved that he had made man on the earth, and his heart was filled with pain. Many of you can understand this if you have loved ones that you watch going through drug addiction, going through pain and sorrow that sin causes. We hurt with them. God has a heart. He loves us so much. So the Lord said, I will wipe mankind whom I have created from the face of the earth, men and animals and creatures that move along the ground and birds of the air, for I am grieved that I have made them. But Noah found favor. That word favor, that's grace. Grace has always been from Genesis to Revelation. Grace did not start in the New Testament. Grace started with Jesus in the Old Testament, right from the beginning when man sinned. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. People say, how can God be a God of love if he wipes out men, women, children, destroys them? Well, it is very simple. You can understand this concept. If there is a community of people, men, women, and children, and their whole lives are taught one thing: to destroy and hurt and kill good people, and if they're coming to kill you and you're good people, don't you want somebody to help protect you and your family from the wicked? God's children were being hurt and destroyed by the wicked. They cried out to him. The wicked have opportunities to change their lives, but they didn't. It's a war, folks. And in the war there are casualties. You have to pick your side and accept the consequences that come with that choice. This is the account of Noah. Those who run around saying, we can't live righteously, we can't live perfectly, we can't live the obedient life of the Ten Commandments. Noah was righteous. You understand that? Noah was a righteous man, blameless among the people of his time, and he walked with God. No matter how wicked our circumstances are around us, we can walk the perfect, righteous, blameless, holy life. We don't need to sin. Sin is a choice. Noah had 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Now the earth was corrupt in God's sight and was full of violence. God saw how corrupt the earth had become, for all the people on earth had corrupted their ways. So God said to Noah, I am going to put an end to all people, for the earth is filled with violence because of them. And therein lies the problem. Sin eventually produces violence. True Christianity is peace, joy, and happiness. But those who accept the world have violence in their heart. I am surely going to destroy both them and the earth. So make yourself an ark of cypress wood, make rooms in it, and coat it with pitch inside and out. This is how you are to build it. The ark is to be 450 feet long, 75 feet wide, and 45 feet high. Make a roof for it, and finish the ark to within 18 inches of the top. Put a door in the side of the ark, and make lower, middle, and upper decks. I am going to bring floodwaters on the earth to destroy all life under the heavens. Every creature that has the breath of life in it, everything on earth will perish. But I will establish my covenant with you, and you will enter the ark, you and your sons and your wife and your sons' wives with you. That covenant is the 10 Commandments. It was given to Adam and Eve. It was carried down through the righteous line of Shem. That covenant is very simple. If you obey the 10 Commandments, you will live. If you disobey, you will die. That's the simple covenant from Genesis to Revelation. It is carried through the line of the righteous. And God always gives the wicked a chance. The ark was built and all were invited to come into the ark. You are to bring into the ark 2 of all living creatures, male and female, to keep them alive with you. 2 of every kind of bird, of every kind of animal, and of every kind of creature that moves along the ground will come to you to be kept alive. You are to take every kind of food that is to be eaten and store it away as food for you and for them. Noah did everything just as God commanded him. How often do we read and we just read over the most important little text of the Bible? We read the whole story of Noah there, and yet the most important part is the very last sentence. Noah did everything just as God commanded him. We can live the perfect, righteous, holy life. We can live in absolute obedience to the commandments of God. All we have to do is choose. Throughout the Bible, it is a choice. Live obedient and live. Disobey and die. May you live today in strict obedience to the 10 Commandments and find the joy of Jesus in your heart. Thank you.